In this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how to build this kind of nature themed starter house in Minecraft. So this is what it looks like. It does have a nice and spacious interior, and honestly, I think it looks really good. Also, another thing, I really like the block palette that I did for this. As you can see, it's kind of like this brick and terracotta and some dripstone in there, and I really like how it looks. So this is what you're going to need right here. You're just going to need a bit of everything kind of, so yeah. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is just start off with brick, and what we're going to do is create a 7 block right here, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to go 9. Let's move this a little more this way, so it should be 9 blocks wide, and then we're going to go 7 blocks, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then we're going to go 9 blocks, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and then we're just going to connect this area right here, and we should get a 7 by 5 interior just like this. Alright, the next thing we're going to do is just add the walls to all of this. So we're going to create a little window right here, and then we're going to go over here too, and we're going to add the door right here. Now what we want to do is kind of create a staircase all the way up just like this, and just make sure you do it on this end too. Just like that, and we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And the next thing we're going to do is just get our stairs and slabs, and we're just going to place it like this. We're going to use jungle, but you can use just about anything you have. Because I just like jungle and how it looks and how it fits with the build, I'm just going to use it, but you can probably use spruce and things like that if you have more, if you have that. So we're going to start it off from 1 block from the bottom right here, and then we're just going to be kind of going up like in a staircase, like in a normal staircase, and then before we reach the tip, we're just gonna slab it off right here, and then just add another slab block right here. We're gonna do this on the other side too, and this is what you should kind of have. And now for this window part, what we're gonna do is add a block right there and a block right there, another slab just like this. So this is what it should look like. And then we're going to do this, but on the other side. And so the next thing we're going to do really quickly, if you have kind of something like this, just make sure to bring down the brick just like that. And after that, what we're going to do is actually just line this top with kind of moss and grass. You can just kind of mix it in on what you think looks good. So you can do something kind of like that, and then you can add like little patches of moss just for some texturing. If you don't have moss, that's perfectly fine. You can just use grass, but moss is kind of easy to get if you just look in boats that have like crashed boats around your world. So you can get more of it just like that. So you just want to go up like a staircase like that, and then at the top we're just gonna put do like a 3 block wide kind of thing, and we're just gonna bring it back down just like this. And this is what you should have. Now what we want to do is get some bone meal and very carefully try to use it, because if you do it on the moss, it will spread like a ton. So make sure to kind of do it safely, because it will spread more moss. So you just want to make sure that you're kind of prioritizing the grass over the moss, because the moss will kind of just override everything and kind of take that into priority just like that. So make sure you try to bone meal the grass more, and then if you're noticing too much moss, you can just use flowering azaleas. They're kind of hard to get, but you know, you only need a few of them. You could also use normal flowering azalea leaves. In my opinion, they look really good. You can use normal leaves too. You can even put like a little tree on this if you want to, just a small one though, and yeah, that will look really good too. Next thing you want is just vines and glow lich or glow lichen, I think it's called, or something like that. You can just put this on the side of the blocks wherever you kind of see a good area to do it. You don't have to have, if you don't have vines, you don't have to use vines. I just think it kind of adds more kind of that chaotic overgrown kind of look to it. You can also use carrots. You can use any seeds really. I just use carrots for that splash of kind of orange that it gives off once it's kind of grown, just like that. And you can kind of just place this anywhere you want. Just place it right here. I like it to be somewhat visible from the entrance, so I like to add one like kind of in the corner sometimes, just like right here. And the last thing we're going to do to this roof is just add a little kind of chimney to it. And this chimney, it's going to be kind of built with an assortment of mushroom blocks and terracotta and dripstone. But if you don't have mushroom blocks or terracotta, that's fine. You can just use dripstone and granite. Those are probably the easier blocks to get in like early game survival. So yeah, but if you can just do something like that. But if you don't have a ton of brick or a ton of, I mean, brick is kind of easy to get, but if you don't have a ton of terracotta and brown mushrooms, then you can just use granite and dripstone. And for the next part, what we're gonna do is actually just start kind of replacing some of this brick with some of the dripstone and granite. And I do really like how the brown mushroom blocks look in this build too. You can also use terracotta. So if you have that kind of just laying around, you don't really know what to do with it, you don't need a ton of it, you just need some. It's definitely a good way to make this build look better. So yeah. And then you just kind of want to mix it in with this brick wall just so it doesn't look like all one color and kind of flat. So yeah. You do want to make sure that it's mostly brick, but you just kind of want to add like this texturing to it. And that is going to be it for the kind of walls. Next thing we're going to do is actually add a trapdoor and a trapdoor here, and then we're going to remove this right there, and then we're just going to add a fence thing right there, and then we're going to add glow berries here. You can do anything here really, you can add like a little farm if you want to, but I'm just going to add these glow berries, and I like putting 1 or 2 kind of already like blooming, or not blooming but ready to be picked. So yeah, and for this door we're gonna add a door right here, and then we're going to add a granite wall, and we're gonna get some fences. I didn't get the fences I wanted. I like jungle fences. I'm gonna place a wall there. I like not putting the same like super symmetric, so this is gonna be a little different. You can just do this if you want, but I like the granite wall just on one side. And then you can also add fences or granite walls on the edges of the build, like around these corners. Just to make it look almost like a tent kind of vibe to it, because it's like being held down or being held up. So yeah, next thing we're gonna do is actually around these windows we're just gonna add a grass and moss block kind of like this, and then we're gonna add trap doors on the front part. We're gonna use jungle trap doors. I personally just really like those trap doors. You can use any trap doors, but jungle oak and stuff like that has been really growing on me, so you can just create something like this, and then we can add glow berries on top just like that. You can make sure one is kind of grown, you don't have to do all 3. I just like having 1 fully grown. You just want to make sure you do this on this side too, and then we're gonna do the berries up here, make sure like 2 are grown. We're gonna add these trap doors on the side, and then jungle on the front. And then inside the house around these windows, what we're gonna do is actually add these spruce trap doors like this, just like that. And I accidentally picked it, and this is so like maybe at nighttime if you're getting like skeletons or something like that, you can just quickly close these. But I usually like leaving them open. I think this looks kind of cool. And the last part of this build, actually real quickly, we're just gonna add stairs along these walls. You can use jungle, you can use really anything for this roof, but I'm just gonna use brick, and then you can also mix in some granite stairs if you want, and then we're gonna add jungle oak right here in the middle, just like that. For this floor, I do like using spruce planks. I think just kind of fits in really nice. And this is what it looks like when you're done with the interior. Next thing we're gonna do is actually just break out these 6 blocks. You don't have to add a window here. You could also, instead of these glow berries right here, you can add a window. But I'm personally, like, if I was gonna build this, I'd probably have chests or furnaces here, so I don't really want a window there. But look at this view. We gotta have a window here, and I like using oak fences, especially for early game. It's kind of annoying to get kind of all that good glass going. So we're just gonna do the same thing, kind of what we did on the other sides. We're gonna add these little kind of window things, and then we're gonna get carpet. I don't think I put that in the chest. We're gonna get carpet and string. This is kind of something I like to do. You can just create kind of like these, like I don't really know what they call these. They're like blocking the rain, I guess. But yeah, I do really like how they look. And then you can just add these trapdoors all the way up to the end. This is kind of where you can kind of do your own thing. You can really add anything onto this end or just wall it off. And that is going to be it for this build. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Like and sub if you did. There's a lot of things that you can kind of do with this build to add your own personality, but this is just what I think looks good. So hopefully you guys like it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.